With Cat Quest 3 releasing very shortly, I thought I would look at the first two Cat Quest games. So this week we're looking at Cat Quest 1, and then in a couple of weeks we're looking at the game's sequel. If you end up liking this video, please subscribe as I'm trying to get to 1k subs, and also a like will be much appreciated as well. Cat Quest was developed by the Gentle Bros and published by P-Cube. The game was released originally in August of 2017 on mobile devices and PC, and then later in November of 2017 it got a release on Switch and PlayStation. Also, strangely, in 2020 the game was made available to play in the Tesla cars through their infotainment systems. The story follows a cat who is on a quest to save his sister from Dracov, who kidnapped her at the start of the game and caused the ship they're travelling on crash on the continent of Felingard. Upon shipwrecking at the start of the game, it's revealed that the player character is something known as a Dragonblood, who was a race of cats who had the power to defeat dragons that roamed Felingard years before. For most of the game's runtime, you will be doing side quests rather than the main quest. This is due to the fact that if you did beeline the main quest, you would be severely underleveled and under-equipped to defeat the dragons that Dracov has tasked you with defeating before you can save your sister. It's thanks to the side quest that you get to learn more about the world of Felingard and its inhabitants, as quite a lot of the inhabitants you meet are actually fairly interesting, and almost all of them have cat puns either in their name or in their dialogue. Alongside the player is your companion Spiri, and they are the one who finds you shipwrecked at the beginning of the game, and they act as the Navi equivalent for this game, as like Link in Ocarina of Time, the protagonist is mute. But unlike Navi, Spiri isn't pestering the player every 3 seconds. The game is rather short, as if you do the side quests at the recommended level and when you come across them, then you can get through the game in around 4 to 5 hours. This is how long it took me to finish it. However, if you wanted to play the game to completion, then I would say it would take you closer to 8 or 9 hours. Overall, I did like the story of Cat Quest. It was a very basic RPG story, but for being a shorter game, it did its job well enough. Gameplay wise, Cat Quest falls into the action RPG category, similar to the most recent Final Fantasy games, those being Final Fantasy 16 and the first 2 parts of the FF7 remake trilogy. Don't be fooled though, this game is nowhere as deep as those games are, as I'd say that this game is the perfect beginner RPG, as it isn't too hard, too long, and it does just enough with the RPG mechanics to hopefully make you want to play other RPGs as well. Like I mentioned earlier, side quests are what you're going to be doing for the majority of the game, and in this game they fall into a typical formula, and that is that you will pick up a quest and the quest will see you going to find an object from the quest bearer. In most cases, the side quest will take you to one of the dungeons scattered across the world. Dungeons in this game require the player to take out all the enemies within to complete them, and along the way you can open chests you find inside the dungeon in order to get new weapons and armor. One of the things I was surprised with by Cat Quest is that there is no way of buying armor or weapons like there is in other RPGs. Instead, you have to rely on chests that randomly give you items, as in this game the chests act as loot boxes where they don't always give you the same item. However, if you do end up getting an item you already have, then the level of the item will be increased. The weapons and armor you come across in the game are quite standard for RPGs, as all they do is increase health, attack power, magic power, or armor of your character. As you make your way through the map, you will undoubtedly come across enemies, and depending on the level will decide how hard they are. As this is an action RPG, you have full movement while attacking. This includes a dodge roll, which can come in handy when the enemies decide to attack. Like with all RPGs, after defeating enemies or completing quests, you will gain experience. This will be used to increase your character's level, and once you level up you become more powerful. Overall, I enjoyed the gameplay of this game, but as I've played quite a few RPGs before, nothing in this game was new to me. But if I was looking forward to getting into RPGs, this would be a great one to start with. Presentation wise, you can tell that this game was originally a mobile game, as most of the icons in the game are fairly large, especially in the menus, and there is also a faint white circle around your character, which on a small phone screen would help you see where they are on the world map. The art style of this game is also very charming and fun, as it's kind of a more chibi art style with the bigger heads of the cats. So that was my review of the first Cat Quest game. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I am going to be doing a review of Cat Quest 2 in a couple of weeks, so subscribe so you don't miss when that goes up. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.